We cutting loose.
All right, everybody, we're back, baby. We're back. It's time for another episode of Disagree With Me or Don't. That's DWMOD. You know the deal here, man. We're going to jump into it. It's been a couple of weeks. You guys were paying attention. We're going to fill you in on what went on with that USA Olympics episode. Just a nightmare back and forth. We're going to get into that. We got some NFL free agency. March Madness is right around the corner. We got the bracket racket prizes, everything going again this year. Louis, let's just get going, man. College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down, put,
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St.Clair, you're throwing away money.
ready,
Oh, Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. There he is. There he is. The man
back.
returns.
I'm back, baby.
I
I'm
love
back.
it. I love it. We're back, baby. What's going on, man? How's things been going out there?
For a few weeks, been a little AWOL here for a few weeks. I've been sick, just so everybody knows I'm fine. I'm not like dying. But I have a small child who gave me some version of RSV. There's you can look it up on Instagram. There's like a flu-like symptom, like an RSV-like symptom that's kind of going around the area. That's not RSV, but it's like a dry cough, and you've got snots, and you got all the stuff. This is the best I've been in about a month, and I still have a kind of a runny nose. So we're going to survive. We're going to make it. I'm glad to be back.
This is like COVID 2.0 or what?
Kind of. Yeah. It was like having COVID, except without the headaches or the tiredness. It was like that for sure.
Well, that sucks, brother. Well, glad y'all are doing better out there now. We're back on track, right on time. We're right on time for March Madness. We're going to jump into that. I know you and I are betting all these tournament championship games this week and things. So we got some parlays going back and forth. I know you hit a couple the other day. I hit one the other day. Nothing great, but just putting together little $30 and $40 hits and wins just to stack up some tournament money so we can roll on that tournament money, right?
Yeah, I like to play just money lines and this sort of things. I rarely play the spreads. When they get a little out of control, like even tonight, and we're taping this Friday. By the time people listen, it'll be over. But a game that interests me in the spread wise is like Clemson plus 10.5 versus 2. Like, okay, you got my attention. 10.5 is a lot for a Duke team that's missing like 2 starters, or at least one, the starting point guard. So
yeah,
I got some interest in that game.
And conference tournament, man, these games get close. These games get close. I took a flyer, I think, on Iowa a couple of nights ago that was like a plus 10. Maybe it was Iowa. Might have been a different Big Ten team. But anyway, I was like 10 points, a Big Ten tournament game. Nah, nope. Give me that.
Yeah, and I rarely tease these games. I rarely tease college basketball. But hardly ever. To me, it's not, because you only get like 4 points, maybe 5.
Yeah.
But if I was teasing teams, I tend to like teams to tease that are double-digit dogs. So if like 10, give me to 15, I'm like, sure, whatever. Or teams that's like plus 1. You give me a plus 1, give them that I think might just win outright. If I'm not on them on the money line, I'll tease them up to 6, and then
sure.
That's it. If it's like 6 plus 6, like I rarely tease it to 10, to be honest, because I'm like, those games, to me, those games are a little more. The other team could blow them out. That 6 to me is kind of no man's land for me in college basketball.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I like the money line and like a -6. I love a -6 a lot, money line, but I rarely tease plus 6 to 10 or 11.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong. That's just my own little theory about it.
Everybody's got their own ways they attack it. And look, man, you and I, as everyone knows, following this show, we get into our patterns. We know what we're doing. We follow this stuff, and we hit, man. We hit some stuff. Now, we ain't getting rich on it, but I'm telling you, we ain't the dudes that are blowing our checks on gambling.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, trust me, we come out ahead. Now, when I mean ahead, I don't mean I'm buying a Bentley, but I'm gonna go take my wife out for a nice meal this weekend for sure. You know what I mean?
For sure. There was a day a couple weeks ago. I think I had like 8 or 9 bets out, almost all parlays, and I went like 8-1 overall in those. Made a couple hundos. It was a nice little day. But then, then I went on an absolute cold streak and, lost the next 8. So, it evens out. You're going
Evens
to
out.
if you get a little above 50%, you're doing okay.
That's exactly what you want to be doing in this thing, guys. You're going to be getting rich quick. Exactly what you want to be doing is, oh shit, let's go do something this week. Oh, you want to take a little weekend trip? I got lucky, hit for like 1,000 last week. Let's go. And that's a rarity. You know what I mean? Like you hit for a couple hundred here and there. It's great. Stack it up. Stack it up.
Yeah, and like coming up, you're going to have the Tuesday Dayton games. Those are always fun ones. Tend to be pretty close games. I doubt the spreads get too crazy. So without knowing, we don't know who's playing in those games, obviously. Always for fun. You probably want to bet the dog money line just for fun. Just bet it.
Yeah.
One will hit. One probably will hit. And it'll probably be, it could be a team like Missouri might be in there. Let's say they're a dog +2, +3. You might get like a +120, 130. I mean, why not put just $5-10 on it and see what happens?
Yeah, I'm telling you, the fun teams to watch for in those games for me are always the HBCUs. Like because you'll look at the records and they're all like 17-16 or 16-15. They're like, these teams are very good. And I'm like, no, that conference just eats itself, man.
Yeah.
Eats itself because they don't have like a blue blood Duke or somebody that just is better than it. They're all pretty evenly matched up. You know what I mean? So don't go by that. Take a look at their games and see. Like I think it was like 2 years ago, like Grambling got in, won a first round game. It was like, okay, see, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. Keep an eye on whoever comes out of there. Kind of like Alabama A&M. We'll see what they do today.
Yeah, for sure. I also, like if somehow Miami of Ohio, which I think should be in the tourney, if they are playing in Dayton on Tuesday, like I'm just kind of blindly take the over in that game. Dayton can't stop anybody, and also they can score. It's like just give me the over.
We are going to get into the Miami thing because I am fed up with all that. We're going to get to a little bit of the WBC. We got the World Baseball Classic on a little bit. We'll jump into a little bit of that stuff there. But first, let's touch on this week's crimes against sports. There it is, guys. Crimes against sports. And there, Andy, I think this is your first time seeing the new segment that Louis put together.
I maybe have seen the segment, but that's a different photo. I remember. I know
it used to be crimes against football. Now it's off season. We're doing crimes against sports.
Yeah.
You're familiar with the moment in that picture there.
Yeah.
Galarraga, and there's Joyce calling him safe. The guy's out by a mile. It's not even banging. So crimes against sports here. And this week it's going to involve us here on the show. DWMOD. Listen. Dunbar filled in for you while you were sick. I'm sure you know a little bit about this. We did a whole Olympic special. What a fantastic episode. Great clips. We had good stuff, man. It was awesome. NBC shut us down.
Right.
Shut us down. You can't play the clips. And then you think, well, I can play a short one, right? As long as it's 15 to 20 seconds or whatever. And this is a news information show, blah, blah, blah. We're not profiting off. Nope. Shut it down. You can fight us and we'll be 30 days to review. I get back to them and I'm like, 30 days, this stuff will be not news anymore, dude. Like, what's the deal here?
For sure.
They know that. So they know you just can't show it. So then we had to go back in and put like photos in they had like Spot put photos in on everything. Then they came back and shut that down. Then they let it up for a minute. Then they shut it back down. So I'm here to inform you guys, if you want to just check it out because it was fun, it's back up. We finally got it cleared. Because now they don't care if anybody looks at it. Because, someone should be able to own the Olympics, correct?
Yeah.
No.
Right, that's what they
bullshit. That's what they think. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, you can't, like, we play NFL clips and shit like all the time, and they would have the right to say, no, that's our material. It's our league. We own this league. This is the fucking Olympics, dude. This every country in the world's competing. How do you get off saying you own it and I can't show a 10-second clip of something I want to do a bit about?
I mean, it's crazy. Also, like, are they doing this? They're doing this for everybody. There's tons of it. So
this is the thing. See, here they are and they aren't. This is the capitalism of the whole fucking thing, right? Like ESPN will have to get no clearance because they want them to be able to play it, right? If you're one of the big boys, they're like, yeah, go ahead and play it. You just can't do certain like long extended things or blah, blah, blah. But anybody else smaller, those places like ESPN and everybody else are going to shut all them down. Everybody comes to us or checks it on NBC.
Right.
So they can get all the eyeballs. And I'm like, come on, man. This is ridiculous. So they pissed me off. This is crimes against sports because it was a really fun episode. We have some great cuts and clips in there. Anyway, you get the gist of it if you watch it. We had a great little segment in there where we had some social media interaction with Borat about the Kazakhstan team and some wins they had. Nobody got to see any of that. It's in there now. You can see that. But when it got shut down, you don't get to see some of the cool stuff we're doing here at the show.
Like the lost episode. It's like a lost episode, basically.
Yeah, it is. It is. So it's back up now. You can check it out after you check out this one. Well, anyways, man, it's pissed me off. I had to rant about that just for a little bit. Let's let everybody know, Andy, we are doing the NCAA bracket racket again this year. That's going to be up. You can see I'm going to post that all over social media. You see it everywhere. But if you just go to ESPN Fantasy, it's DWMOD bracket racket. Get in it, join it. We're going to be giving away prizes for whoever wins it. We're giving away jerseys. You've seen on the show, Andy. These guys, are these legitimate jerseys or what?
They're legitimate. You know, I'm still owed one from my fantasy football win. Even though I know you claim I don't get one, but
no, you'll get one from the fantasy football win, but we got to order them all at once. We got to give Finelli one. He's got an order coming in, but you've seen the posts on here before. These are legitimate jerseys, whatever you want to get. So whoever wins this thing, we're going to give you an authentic jersey of your choice, whatever sport, don't care. And we're also going to give out one for whoever has the most upset wins. Whoever picks the most upsets. Okay. Well, no, sorry. Louis in my ear. No. Okay. Nope. XNAT. We ruled against that. You're right. Because we talked that through, Andy, and see if you agree. Somebody's just going to go on there, turn in a bracket of all upsets, and then just try to win that jersey.
That's what. Yeah. That's probably what I would do if I was like, I just want to win the jersey.
Right. Like, so we're not going to do that. Here's what we're going to do. Thank you, Louis, for clarifying. Here's what we're going to do. Whoever wins the most first round games, whoever has the highest score in the first round will win themselves a jersey.
What if there's a tie? What do we do if there's a tie?
We'll have some tiebreakers. The tiebreaker will be the total amount of the seeds that won, right? So if you had like a couple of 12s in there that won, like if you had two 12s that won, that's 24 points for you.
Yeah.
So we'll add up the upset seeds that you picked that won, and that will be the tiebreaker. Upset seeds.
I like it. I'm in.
Yeah, so we're going to give away 2 jerseys there, guys. Get on that and do that. Check it out. So before we get into quick hits, let's play some Bills, buddy, and then let's get into it, man.
Let's do it.
Oh, what just happened? Brought to you by the Reclaim Barnwood Beauties of Case Concepts. It's a mom and pop run furniture shop, and they specialize in reclaimed barnwood furniture. You can choose a live edge or some smoothed out finishes. Well, they've even got those fancy river tables and all kind of themes, from sports to space conflicts. Whether you're looking for a 12-parsec Kessel run or a march up a frozen river's edge, the rebels have been found. You won't be disappointed. Those are real toys in there. That's right. From bathroom decor to bar carts to bar stools. They've even got pet supplies. Plus, looking for that couch bar you always wanted? Take it from these satisfied customers. That's the beauty of Case Concepts on Etsy. Tell them Gordon approves.
It is, baby. Gordon approves, guys. Get over to Case Concepts on Etsy, man. Check it out. Got some great stuff over there. Bobby Case putting together good stuff.
A lot of nice stuff over there.
Yeah, great stuff, man. Those acrylic tables with the Star Wars shit in it. I mean, whatever you want to put in there, he can do it. It's awesome. Go ahead and check him out on Etsy. They got some great stuff over there, no doubt about it. Gordon Butterfield will be back. He's on hiatus, guys. He needs a little break. We're putting together some new ads, and
he might be sick. You never know. He might be sick too. It's everybody gets sick. You take it, right after football season, everybody just has to unwind for a minute and then get sick and do their other things. And that's all that's happening.
Yeah, you got to slow it down. But please, let's not let Gordon get that RSV1 or whatever you're saying. That could be that, man.
I don't even know what it really was, but it was some sort of RSV. I became an internet doctor and went down the rabbit hole of people who were like, are you sick this way here in Los Angeles? That's how I'm like, okay, yes, I am. That's how I figured it out.
Yeah, man. Let's keep that away from a 87-year-old man who likes scotch. Let's not let him get that. All right, man. Well, let's get to some quick hits. All right, along the football theme, Andy, this one is for you. This one is specifically for you. I found a very interesting picture this week of Rasheed Wallace It was like the anniversary of the day that the Pistons picked him up or whatever, right? So it was like the presser for
Is he wearing
Sheed joining
a Chiefs
the
hat?
Pistons.
He's
What's
always
that?
wearing a Chiefs hat. He's always wearing a Chiefs hat.
Yeah, he's wearing a Chiefs hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you know that? You're
I've
familiar with
seen him
this?
before wearing like I've seen him rocking like a bright red one. I've seen him wear a black one. I'm like, is Sheed a Chiefs? He's clearly a Chiefs fan.
Is he from that area? No, right?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I'm not aware of Rashid. Hey, trust me, if I knew
didn't
Rashid
think so.
Wallace was from that area, I would have already been all over.
I didn't think he was. I thought he was a Northeast kid. But you know,
I thought he's from like Chapel. No, I think he's from Chapel Hill. Where's Simon Grates High School? Oh, he's Philly. He's from Philly.
Philly. That's what I was going to say. I thought like that Jersey, New York. Okay, Philly. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Here he is, though. If you can guess, he's wearing the Chiefs hat, but can you guess what jersey he's wearing?
Let's see.
This is a power move, wearing a jersey of another person to your signing with your new team. You know what I mean? But here's the video. Here's the video here. Got the Chiefs hat going there, and he's rocking my favorite dude. He's got the throwback Derek Thomas going.
DT, baby. DT.
So I thought that's crazy, but you already knew.
I knew he was a Chiefs fan. I don't know how or why. Like, I've seen him in recent interviews with like new Chiefs gear on, and I'm like, what? How did I not know this?
I don't know, man. Well, good. I'm glad he's not an Eagles fan. That works for me.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to segue into Chiefs here for they picked up McDuffie. They picked up McDuffie, the free agency. They trade him to the Rams.
Right.
They picked up Walker, but they traded McDuffie to the Rams. How do you feel about that, man? There you go.
Well, I would say like I think it's a little out of character for this team of the Chiefs. This is the team that traded Tyreek at probably the top of, correctly so, I should say. But at the top of his game, really, the Chiefs offense, they won one or two Super Bowls after that. So I think it's a little strange to me, but I would say regarding McDuffie, the Chiefs do this. They kind of believe cornerbacks or safeties, and they lost their other guy too, the good one who also went to the Rams. They believe those guys are interchangeable in Spags defense, and they can get a new one. And they're picking ninth, and they probably will grab one now. I don't believe they thought Love was going to fall to 9. I think they would have taken Love if they believed Love was going to get there to him. So that tells me like Love's probably going to go to Washington, the Titans. Like he's going to be in that 5 to 8 range, maybe the Saints at 8. Walker is fine. I can't say I love Walker, but he will be the best Chiefs running back since 2018. I think that the other thing I take away from this is the Chiefs, the CEH Clyde Edwards-Helaire issue, which is they did this when they drafted CEH like in 2021 or 20, whatever, right after the national title, and they passed on Jonathan Taylor, right? There was no guarantee so they didn't get it right. Mm-hmm. They wasted a first-round pick. I think they were a little burned from that as well. So I think that's how we kind of got here with Kenneth Walker. He'll be the best running back they have since 2018. Is he a little expensive? Yes. When Mahomes is healthy and maybe not this year full strength, Kenneth Walker, he's not the greatest blocker. I do think they need a good blocking back just to help. But look, they had the whole running back, so like they'd rather have him than Etienne. Sure. Etienne's a little more of a scat back. Good, but just a little different. Dowdle, what I was kind of interested in Dowdle, but I think they were just worried about Dowdle. So he was the best one. And, we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, which we've decided on this show, we're pronouncing it Dowdell. Remember?
Dowdell, yeah, Dowdell.
Rico Dowdell. It just hits a little better, man. It hits a little. Yeah, I'm with him on this one though, man. I would take Walker over Dowdle. I think it's a good pickup for them. And Pacheco winds up with the Lions. Lions pick up Pacheco. Break my heart. They let Montgomery go. That's my guy, man. I think that's not only. I mean, that's an identity piece you're losing. You know what I mean? So I'm a little bummed out about that. But they replace him with a guy who does the same thing. Just runs violently, picks up hard yards. I just think Montgomery's better built for it. Pacheco, to me, I hope he does well, obviously. But to me, Pacheco is a guy that doesn't have the frame for the way he runs, and it's showing. I mean, he's
Yeah.
been really injured the last couple of seasons. I think he's beat up. He doesn't have that Montgomery build, man, but cheaper.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Pacheco, if you have a good running back, Pacheco's a fine backup.
Compliment.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the Chiefs were using him as like, they really had no options, had to use him as a one. And that wasn't a great setup for Kansas City. If they had like Gibbs, Kansas City had Gibbs, then Pacheco, that'd be like, oh, we're fine. Like, I could stomach Pacheco for a couple games as a starter if I had to,
Yeah, need be. And take the hard yards off of Gibbs. I'd like to see less of that this year. Lining him up on short yardage and smashing him between the tackles. I get it. He's got the capability to hit a home run in those situations if you catch him on the right blitz and he's on the backside of it. I get that. I don't think the risk is worth the reward, man. Let somebody else pick up the first down and let's go to work,
Yeah, I think so. And I think, right. I think it's just, you're not going to get as much. It'll be good. The amount of Pacheco, hopefully you'll get, will be a nice amount of Pacheco. You don't want like, if this was a tea or, a coffee and Pacheco was the cream, you want a dash of Pacheco. You don't want your coffee to be filled with a lot of Pacheco.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. And, in the Kansas City side, like, they do have offensive issues, and hopefully Walker will, he's not as good as Gibbs. We're nobody's saying that, but hopefully he could be like a little like Gibbs for the Chiefs in the lightest version, like catch the ball out of the backfield. Though he's not the world's greatest receiver, break some yardage, get a little loose, and that's kind of a light version of Gibbs would help Kansas City tremendously.
Yeah, it would help out. Well, we'll see what happens, man. Listen, there's a lot of free agency that closed up like in the last day and a half. Now, I wanted to dive into a lot of that right now, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say let's hold this, let's shelf this for the next episode, because then we can dive into all the teams, and you know what I mean. We can take up a lot of time because there's some good ones that I want to dissect and I want to get into, and there's more that are going to happen. So let's get into
talk
it.
About Crosby? Did you want to talk about Crosby?
Oh, we're going to get to Crosby. Yeah, we're going to talk about a few of them coming up here in no way, but there was like some deep dives I wanted to do, and I'm like, let's get into those next week. So yeah, you bring me to a good point. It's time to watch some conference championships today, Selection Sunday tomorrow, and you know what we're doing.
Brass monkey, that monkey, brass monkey, chunky.
Okay. Brass monkey junket. We're gonna get it going this weekend. We're gonna have some fun. Andy, I'm heading to the Detroit St. Patrick's Day parade on Sunday. Be in Detroit for the parade. I'll be enjoying some brass monkeys down there. You guys find me. I'll have some brass monkeys in the backpack. Guarantee it.
We'll definitely find him then. Definitely. Everybody looks like
early in the morning. Come on, baby. Come and find me. Come and find me. Have yourself a brass monkey and we'll enjoy it. Now, let's talk about Max Crosby. Let's talk about the Max Crosby thing. So Max Crosby, we know that the trade happened and then it didn't. He gets traded to the Ravens. And then the next thing you know, fails the physical. Now, what have you been reading about this physical getting failed?
Well, I mean, it seems kind of shady by the Ravens. Like, I think we can all admit it seems a little shady. It feels like, I think the Ravens probably realized, or maybe it was something like he might be good to play this year, maybe next year, but long term it might not be the best for them, and then they realize, hey, we're also giving up a first this year and a first next year. Ravens actually, which is kind of shocking, are pretty good at the draft. So to take that, and they also have a top 15, I think they're at 14 pick. So I just kind of think the Ravens had buyer's remorse a little bit, and they were just like, I don't want to do this. Let's get a bunch of doctors in, make up some bullshit, and get out of this thing. And we can just get Hendrickson.
Yeah, I agree. And here on the show, we were a little preemptive, taking our shot at Bears fans on the show here, because my God, have they been in the woodworks coming at me like, we're going to get Crosby and now we're coming to get you. We're coming to get you. So we took this shot at him online this week. Yeah, so that little video we posted to take a shot at Bears fans because you thought you were getting Crosby, then you fell off the rail into a hot grill. Now they might get him.
Yeah, trust me, I saw that come out and I was like, that's not great. Yeah. I don't know if the Bears will do it though. Like I do think that team, while they definitely could use Max Crosby,
Who
it's kind of
couldn't?
a young
Yeah.
team. It's a young football team, and like, what do you have to trade for? At least a first rounder, at least one, and maybe a second or two. And like,
Yeah.
the Bears have kind of slowly turned into this little bit smarter organization, and I'm not sure they're going to do that.
They just got a second rounder for DJ Moore, who they
Right.
don't need, who
No.
didn't play well this year. They weren't using him in the offense. They're not even utilizing him. They got a second round pick for DJ Moore. Fucking A. The Bears are figuring some shit out. I don't care for it. I don't care for it.
Well, they also have they got 2 young wide receivers, rookie contract. Luther Burden.
Yeah, right.
Looks awesome, and looks like he's going to be the prince that was promised to Missouri, but he's going to be doing it in the NFL. So they're set up. It's a great deal for the Bears, and
yeah, man, right. You hit it.
And Loveland seems
Loveland. Awesome. They don't need him, and they get a second rounder, which I bet they're going to spend on that defense. Now, Crosby is probably, you're right. The 2 picks is out the window now. They might get one. And to me, as a Lions fan, everybody's like, come on, do it. You know what I mean? But if I'm not mistaken, Crosby's like $35.5 million a year on his deal right now. Here's my thing about giving a first round pick for him. If I'm the Lions, it's something I consider for sure, because we're picking at the end of the first round. I mean, well, not this year. We would have before. This year, our pick is in a realm where I don't know if I'm down with this. If I'm in a team that's picking in the mid-20s, back of the first round, then sure, you're not going to get a better player than that at that spot. But where we're sitting in the middle of the draft, I'm up in the air, man. I just don't know. I'd probably take a shot on it because I think he's that good. But
he's awesome. I would probably get a lineman. That's what I would do. I would probably, you guys, I think, could use another lineman.
Probably going to do that.
So that's probably where I would go. But, it would be awesome to have him in that division with that Lions defense. So the real problem is he just gets added to the same issue with the Lions, which is their defense gets hurt a lot. And those guys, we want to add another dude who's going to get hurt, possibly, who just had a huge knee injury. Like, the Lions the last 2 years have been pretty good, and then the defense all blows up because everybody gets hurt, and then it's over in some way. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to add that.
Yeah, we got bigger needs too with Branch, with the Achilles and things. We just do. So as cool as it would be with him being an Eastern Michigan guy, I don't see it happening. Not bringing in Hendrickson, because guess where he went? To the Ravens right after this. But also, let's throw out the window this internet fantasy that this was brilliantly cooked up by Tom Brady. Have you seen this concept online? I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head because I'm just like, whatever. Some player for the Ravens, I think, was a lineman that was going to be a big signing. And in order to bring him back, they had to have enough money clear. But if they did the Crosby trade, they wouldn't have enough money clear to bring this guy back as well. So they agreed to the Crosby trade. And then the Raiders immediately signed that guy away from him because they're not paying me.
Linderman. Is that
yeah.
Linderman.
Maybe.
They overpaid for the center. He's like one of the best centers in football, but I think Linderman is now from the Ravens to the Raiders. I think that's his name.
Right. So the Raiders signed Linderman because they're not paying me. So he signed with the Raiders, and then the trade went up in air because they knew Crosby wasn't going to pass the physical or something. I said, just stop. That's not what happened. You know what I mean?
I will say I do like that trade or that signing by the Raiders, because if they're going to get Mendoza, you're going to want a center who's awesome and can kind of call the line, take a little of that pressure off Mendoza. Actually,
they're signing a bunch of guys. The Raiders are loading up.
Yeah. No,
they loaded up that defense for sure.
I like what the Raiders are doing.
Yeah. Oh man, buddy, I'm going to be on them to win the division. You know that.
Well, you always bet the last place team.
Bottom team. Right. 100%. Man.
No way. There's no way. No way.
No way on any of those conspiracy theories. No way Crosby's going to wind up with the Lions. Here's one that is still could be in the mix, and I would pull the trigger on it in a heartbeat if they could make it work. This guy in the Honolulu Blue, I'd go for. Come on, who wouldn't?
Who's this?
That's Myles Garrett, man. I'd give up 2 first rounders right now for Myles Garrett if they pick up the phone. I wouldn't even think twice.
Look, I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I have no desire to trade Myles Garrett if I'm Cleveland. I don't
None.
want him to be traded because he chose the money. And look, I'm not mad at him. I get it, right?
Sure.
But he could have been a free agent. But yet last year, I think it was, he could have made that choice to go play for a contender, and he didn't. He decided to take $40 million, play in meaningless games, and get this silly sack record. So, like, I'm just like, don't care about Myles Garrett. Wouldn't trade for Myles Garrett. I would just let him rot on the Browns personally.
I'd trade for him in a heartbeat right now.
That's
Two first rounders, I'd go give him up. And the Browns should be looking to move him, though. And here's why. Because if you're going to lose and you're not going to be good, why shell out the money for that guy? You could trade that contract away, still lose, and spend less money. If
nobody's going to, but they priced him out. They priced him out.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
When he decided to sign that contract, he was like, well, I'm never going to be traded from here. Like, no team in the right mind is going to pay whatever his age is, 29, 30, for like $40 million. There's just no team who's going to do it.
Yeah.
It's like he made this bet. He has to literally enjoy the 4 to 5 wins a year. And just like the over-under for the Browns this year is like 5.5, like 6.5. What are we doing? I'm taking the under.
Yeah, Shador going to be the starter. What are we?
Or is Deshaun? Like, do you think Deshaun is any better? Like, what are we doing? So
it's going to be brutal.
I kind of hope Myles Garrett just lies in this pile of money and just that's it and plays for the Browns. And I just hope the Browns don't win.
Well, I hope he winds up in Detroit, but that ain't going to happen either, I don't think.
No way. There's no way. No way.
All right, let's jump into the World Baseball Classic. Let's get into this thing for a minute here, Andy, because, oh, my God, there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, USA losing to Team Italy. Italy. Nate Eaton is a hero. He goes yard off Scooble on the opening pitch.
First pitch, that looks to be a home run. That's clearly off the railing over the yellow line. And how about Nate Eaton, the former Kansas City Royal and now Boston Red Sox, who had a home run last season for Boston, drilling one on the first pitch of the game.
All right, kudos to you, former Royal, but now a Red Sox who had a home run last year. I'm like, what, man? This is ridiculous to me. Let's talk about the fact that Team USA lost that game and then went to the podium and said, well, it didn't really matter. We didn't play our guys, and we let the back end of the bullpen pitch because we already punched our ticket to the quarterfinals when they hadn't.
Yeah, that was a bad Mark DeRosa. Not a great look for the manager there.
What a boot. But I mean, they lucked out. You know what I mean? And
Italy got him out of jail. Italy got him in jail and then got him out of jail.
Again, got him out of jail. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, if they wouldn't have advanced.
Oh, I have to admit, I was kind of rooting for them not to advance. I wanted Mexico to win like 4-0 or 4-3, just because I thought it would have been so funny that guy thought he had it and did and messed it up. Also, he would have been just roasted.
Yeah, I do like to see people eat shit when that happens, and he didn't have to. He didn't have to. But let's jump on this really quickly, though. At first, I was excited about the World Baseball Classic. You know, like not overly excited, but I was like, this is going to be fun. This will be cool. It looks like a lot of the guys are going to play. Then it turned into, I'm going to throw 50 pitches and I'm out. I'm going to do, but some of the guys were in, whatever. I'm like, okay, this will be fun. Team USA, Japan, Korea's pretty good at baseball now. You know, you got the Dominican Republic, you got Puerto Rico. Like, there's going to be some fun teams. Then you start looking at how many teams are in this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is where it gets stupid to me. There is, let's see here. Let's run some of these down. We made a little list here. Great Britain has a team. Britain has a team that contains 2 people from Great Britain.
Yep.
All right, 2 people. This is ridiculous. Man. Everybody else on the team is from the United States. It's stupid. There's the Bahamas. The Bahamas have 5 players, including Chaz Chisholm. I can't even say that name because the Z's go with the CHs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Chisholm. These guys, they're playing for Netherlands, I think. Is that what this is?
Yeah, sure.
So there's a Netherlands team. They've got this is crazy. There's a team from Israel. There's an Israel team.
Yeah.
There's one dude on that team that's actually from Israel. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. I'm looking down all these rosters. These guys are playing based on I don't know, like ancestry or like your like the Italian team is just all guys from the USA whose great grandfather was Italian or something. Now the Netherlands has 5 native players on the team. The rest are all from Caraco or Aruba.
Right.
And I'm like, is this modern day celebration of colonialism? Like all these teams that have these guys on their team that are just from like the islands they took over back in the day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What's your take? What's your take?
I have to say, if I'm being completely honest, when this started, I was more of like, do we really need this? Just in general, do we need the WBC? Like, I honestly don't care. Like, I'm like, I don't care. Anyway, the game started going, and I gotta tell you, they won me over. It started to slowly win me over, and I think it was more because of like the party aspect of it all. Like, I don't care about a lot of these countries and baseball teams, but I've enjoyed the high fiving, the personality in the games. I'm like, let's do this all the time in baseball. Like, let's hit a home run, let's dance, I enjoyed it. Like the Italian celebration where they drink espresso and they kiss each other on the. I'm in on that. I was in on all of it. I enjoy. It's like, I don't know. Remember the last time you've maybe been having a small child anymore, but like you've been to like Disney World or Disneyland, and you sit on the boat and you do It's a Small World, and you all these countries are like just kind of as you're floating on the boat going around, they're all kind of jammed together, and you're like, okay. I mean, that's a little racist. That person doesn't look too British, or that doesn't, you get, that's to me what the it's just It's a Small World ride, but for baseball. And I've enjoyed it much more than I thought I would, I have to say. So I'm on the other side.
I enjoy the aspects of it that you're saying as well. Like I enjoy the aspects of like how fun it is and the atmosphere and all that is great, which is what I was looking forward to. Give me the countries that can have a baseball team and let's have the damn thing. Here's where I'm out on it is like you're saying, like you got Team Italy. Every single one of these guys is like from Jersey, and they're gonna do the cappuccino and the kiss on the cheeks and stuff when they win and stuff. And they're wearing the jerseys for Italy, and I'm going, no, it's not an Italian team. What do I care? If I'm
you want the guys right from the motherland. You don't want like whatever you are, like what I'm like half. My grandfather would always say like Scotch Irish and French. There's a lot of you wouldn't want me to play for like the French baseball team. You want a dude from Paris smoking a cigarette, wearing a beret, playing baseball for
yes. I think there should be a cutoff of like one generation. Like if you're firstborn generation here, you know what I mean? And like your actual grandmother is like from France and your mom has dual citizenship or something and you weren't good enough for Team USA. Cool.
Right.
This is a thing now where some of these guys are like third, fourth generation. They couldn't point at a picture of the relative they know from this country.
Right. So
it's just for money.
Right. You like the basketball, like USA basketball. When Embiid played for the US, Embiid's like Jamaican, Cameroon. I don't know. He's from an island, that wasn't going to do very well. And he knew it. But he was also an American citizen. So he played for the USA team.
Yeah. If
you would rather
country,
Embiid, you like the Embiid plays for the USA team and not where he's actually was born.
No. My point is a guy like Embiid should have the choice. If he's dual citizenship, if he has to tell me any of these guys that are playing for Italy that have Italian citizenship. They don't. That's my point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think in these, I enjoy I'm on the opposite end here. I kind of enjoy like Vinny P, who plays for the Royals, and he's playing
Pasquantino.
He's been awesome. Vinny P's been awesome. Like he's hitting bombs. I'm like excited about Vinny. I always liked Vinny on the Royals. I like he's got an Italian name. To me, I'm like, okay, he should be on Team Italy. If he was on the Americans, I'd be like, what's he doing on our team? This guy's fucking Italian.
That's why he's on the Italy
team.
Like
I'm glad. I like that he's on the Italian team.
Listen, I could get a little bit behind what you're saying there. Like Pasquantino doing the cappuccino after hitting a home run or something. Okay, maybe that tracks. But like this Team Israel, I'm like, first of all, none of you are Israeli. Second of all, none of you are citizens of Israel even. And third of all, I don't even think any of you are Jewish.
Right.
I think you had a Jewish relative somewhere in the
Sure.
1800s, and you're playing for team. But like, I don't need to watch this game. This
It's
is
like
stupid.
that Czech guy. I'm sure you've seen that Czech guy. I think he was Czech who came through like 4 innings. I think it was maybe against Team USA, and
Okay.
he gave up no runs. Like literally was an electrician in the country. He threw like 79 miles an hour. Did you see this dude?
No, I did not.
I'm gonna send it to you. This dude threw 4.2 innings. Was an electrician in Czechoslovakia or
This is
whatever
hilarious.
country he's in. Fucking lights out. He threw 79-year-old fastball or 79 mile per hour fastball and like a 70 mile per hour changeup. Just baffled these professional hitters. And for 4.2 innings, no runs, gave up some hits. I'm sure it was up and down. He gets pulled. It's slightly like chilling. It's emotional. Like he walks out, the camera zooms in on him. Like he's like taking in the moment. He like stops and looks around. The crowd's going fucking nuts. The announcer does a great job of selling it. Like, look at he wasn't like basically like this man was an electrician a week ago, and now like I love this guy.
Now that I'm in for. He's pitching
Yeah.
for his country. That's who he is. Great. Let's have that moment. You know what I
It
mean?
was great. So
Yeah.
I'll send it to you
Well,
afterwards.
I gotta see that because that is a moment that I would love. But like I texted you earlier in the week, I'm like, I'm not tuning into any of these early pool games because the ridiculousness we already just all ran down, which cost me because I missed a moment like that I would have liked. But I'm like, I'll tune in when we get to the quarterfinals, when it's
Right.
the real teams with the real players, and you get Japan against Puerto Rico or something where it matters and people care. You know what I mean? But I'm out on all the other teams. I don't want to see this thing expand next year to where we've got the team from Chile and now we've got a team from Russia, and just stop.
No way. There's no way. No way.
We'll see who wins the damn thing. Good luck. I hope USA makes a run at it, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. All right, let's jump into a little selection Sunday, and this is absolutely gonna fall into knock it out. Now, you brought it up earlier. The University of Miami, Ohio basketball team. This has been a hot topic for about a week and a half. Undefeated until just yesterday, 30-0, and there's legitimate talk all over BSPN about them not getting in a tournament if they don't win the MAC championship. If they don't win the MAC championship, they shouldn't be in the tournament. They're just not a good team. Andy, they're 30-0.
31-0.
31-0. Sorry, 31-0. Now they're 31-1. And we're honestly sitting here, you and I now, because of what we're hearing. A minute ago, we're talking about them having to play in the play-in on Tuesday. This is bullshit.
Yeah, it's possible. You know, like ultimately the MAC is not the strongest conference. I think what hurts them in this, I still think they'll get in. I think they should get in, I should say.
Yeah.
But they lost to like the 8 or 9 seed, the team that was 17-15 in UMass, who's got a good coach. Frank Martin used to coach at Kansas State, South Carolina. Good coach. Like dude can coach. He looks like he's a mob hitman for his whole life, but he's a basketball coach. So the guy, all I'm saying is that guy can coach basketball. And UMass is like 17-15. UMass is fine. They're not very good. And Miami of Ohio, you know, got beaten, and they never could pull away. So if they'd have lost to Akron, if they lose to Akron in the finals, I think they're in for sure, regardless. But they have no quad one wins, which hurts. And some of that's not their fault. Teams are not going to schedule Miami of Ohio. Teams aren't scheduling the Akrons of the world. So look, they should be in, but they're gonna be like a 10 seed or a play-in. It's just one or the other.
Here's my whole issue with this. This clearly has to do with how infused the money is with these programs now because of these super PACs and NIL and you being able to buy players and all that. And let me just explain for a second. It's absolutely used to be, especially in basketball. In basketball, mid-majors made the tournament. If you went 27, 28, 29 wins in your conference, you're in the tournament because mid-majors constantly beat Power 5 schools, Power 4 schools in basketball. It happens all the time. It's a regular occurrence. When the tournament starts, there'll be mid-major teams that will go on a run and knock off blue bloods. It happens all the time. This isn't football. And we're pushing this football narrative on it right now that these bigger schools should be in because they just play in better conferences and play better teams. That's never been a thing for basketball. That's never been a thing for basketball. Mid-majors have always been considered like that don't matter. They'll come and beat you in basketball. But now because all these entities and these super PACs have all this money wrapped up in these players, they are now pushing the narrative that like a team like Auburn, well, I mean, come on paper, Auburn plays in the SEC and they play better teams. And we have all these new metrics for these quad ones. And they, I get it that they've lost 9 of their last 11 games and they've got 16 losses on the season, but they're better than a 30-win Miami. This is media horseshit to me.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately a mid-major those conferences don't get more than one bid though. That's the point, right? And I don't think the Max hasn't been a 2-bid conference since like 1998. So like they haven't had 2 bids in 27 years, so 28 years. Like it just doesn't college basketball has been this way since the 80s. Like mid-majors do not get 2 bids. They just don't. And if you lose in the conference tournament, you're out. Missouri State, where I went to college,
when they do have a team that's like 30, 29, 30, though, that's always the exception. Then those teams always get 2.
But not all. I guess I would say depends on the field, right? Like it's so rare a team to get 31-0, right? So like if you look at all the other teams that entered the conference tournament undefeated in the history of the last 20 or 30 years, that probably lost in the conference tournament or even won it. Like I'm talking St. Joe's, for example, was a 1 seed. Every one of them has been a 1 seed. If Miami, Ohio runs the table, they're still going to be like a 6 or a 5. They're not a 1.
Which is fine. That's fine. I get that. Fine. I'll agree with you there.
So when you lose in the conference tournament, and we already think you're a 34-0, 6, 7 seed, 8 seed possibly, then you are on the bubble. And it's just a fact. Like mid-majors don't get 2 bids. And if to do that, a little luck has to be on your side, in my opinion. The bubble has to be a little soft. And the bubble is a little soft. When like a team like 17 and 15 Auburn's being considered, then you have a shot.
That's what it gets absurd to me, because first of all, like not all mid-majors get 2 bids, but there's a lot that get 2, some 3. You know what I mean? Because there's just some conferences that are good.
Mid-major conferences getting 2 to 3 bids. There's only, if you want to argue the WCC with Gonzaga, St. Mary's, and then this year will be Santa Clara. That's
Big East.
But Big East is it's not a mid-major.
But it's not a Power 4. That's what I'm saying. The teams that are being pushed here, my problem is it's the teams that are coming out of like, quite frankly, I'm gonna diss on the 2 teams the conferences I back in football a lot, and it's the Big Ten and the SEC. There's plenty of teams in the Big Ten and the SEC right now just because they have so much money that they're pushing to get in this tournament. Auburn's one of them that you brought up. If Auburn gets in the tournament this year, they will be the first team ever with 15 or more wins to get an automatic bid into the tournament. That's preposterous.
Losses. Yeah.
Losses.
That's Auburn's not going to get in. But look, if Auburn played Miami of Ohio right now and it was a pick 'em, I can promise you I'm betting Auburn. Like it's just a guarantee. Like if I gave you a gun to your head and I said you have to pick the winner of this game, if you pick the loser, I'm going to kill you. You're going to take Auburn. You just will. You're not, because you will not trust Miami of Ohio in the biggest sense of the picture hasn't played anyone. Auburn has played Florida. They have played teams, and I'm not saying they've won, but their level of competition is so much better than what Miami of Ohio has played. If gun to your head, life on the line, you're taking Auburn, and that's
self-inflicted wounds.
But that's the point of what the committee's saying, right? I would say this if I was on the committee. Look, guys, gun to our head, all of us right now. They play tomorrow. I'll kill you if you don't pick the right winner. Which team are you putting your life on the line with? You're just naturally going to take the better athlete. You just are.
Sure, but that's how we're doing things now, though. Is like whatever your roster is, games don't matter. None of it matters. It's just if I think that team's better than this team, and that's my problem. That's money talking. That's money talking, and that's where it burns me out, because this, especially in basketball, because the mid-majors have always been like arguably the greatest part of the postseason in the tournament, because there's always a couple that are really good.
That's not the way it's been the last few years. The last few years, with the way NIL's changed the game, if you remember last year, I think it was last year, it was 4-1 seeds made the Final Four, or the year before that. Recently, in the recent history, and what everybody is fearing is happening with March Madness, and we'll see again this year, is that the better teams, the higher seeds, the bigger conference teams are keeping with NIL, and they are getting the players, while the lower seeded teams, the Miami of Ohio's, the the 14s, the 15s, the 13s, 14s, 15s, 16 seeds are going to have a much harder
Correct.
time.
So we're going to agree on this right here, Andy. That's kind of my point. This is where we're melding and coming together, because you're exactly right. It's killing the mid majors, all this being able to transfer and get money, because these schools used to have, that was the great part about them, used to be that they'd have like the 4th and 5th year seniors, guys that were completely developed. They didn't transfer anywhere because you couldn't, and then they had a really good team like a St. Joe's. You make a run. God, that was so fun, man. Not just St. Joe's, but like those situations, Creighton's, the Butlers, like always so fun. It's being killed now, and we're going to have a tournament in a couple of years that's going to be full of 12, 13, 14 lost teams just because they bought all the better players. It's ruining sports, man.
I mean, look at like a team like Belmont. It was a MVC 1 seed, like 27-6. MVC has March Madness, which is like great. I love the MVC. I went to college in MVC school. Belmont's a really good basketball team, really good. They lost just like Miami of Ohio did. They're 27-6, 27-7. They got beat by like 15, 20. No one's talking about them, right? Do I think Belmont is better than Miami of Ohio? I actually do. But because Miami of Ohio played in a little weaker conference, the MAC is weaker than the MVC. It just is. And then now Miami of Ohio has an extra 5 games up on Belmont. They deserve to get an at-large. I'm like, I guess. But really – just give me a power school. For me, I'm like, I think Miami of Ohio should get in. They have to get in. But, like, I would love to see them play in the play-in game against, like, Texas, for example, Missouri. I'd rather not Missouri, because I think Missouri.
Well, you and I know they're going to try their damnedest to make that happen, because they want to make their point.
I got to say, I'm kind of on their side. I kind of want them to make the point, too, because, like, we need to make the tournament the best possible tournament, especially as money is coming in, and these bigger teams are just going to be better than the smaller teams. There's some really good small teams, though, right?
You sound just like Nick Nolte in Blue Chips right now. The best that money can buy, Happy. It's the best that money can buy. I'm like, I'm tired of that. Because here's what's happening.
But it's over. That's over.
It is over. You're not wrong. Here's what I'm going to say here is, like, during this isn't really like an argument even, because you're not wrong. What you're saying is right. I'm saying that I have a big problem with it, because here's where this goes down the road, which is what bothers me the most. This is supposed to be about opportunities for kids in life, and they are all going to disappear. Now we're going to disappear all these opportunities for some money, for a couple of big schools and big money to just dominate all this, because we already saw it, like with Rutgers. They reported the last 3 or 4 years, they've been $30 million in debt, the sports programs. $30 million every year they're losing, because they can't keep up with these bigger schools, yet they have to compete at the Division I level, because they're in on this contract for the conference and the TV rights and all these things, but they're losing money. And what do you think is coming down the pipeline for all these schools eventually? They're going to sit down and go, we can't do this anymore. It's not financially responsible to the university. We're no longer involved in Division I sports.
Right.
Which means all these kids are now losing Division I scholarships. All these kids are losing the opportunity to get themselves out of shitty situations, better their families. I don't need to keep going. You follow what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of kids are going to lose the opportunity to have a better life and get an education, because we want to see 15 loss Auburn play Texas. It's gross, man.
Yeah, well, like I just randomly wanted to see, not Lenardi. I love Joe Lenardi, like who each, I picked this random guy on CBS, Jerry Palm. He does bracketology, just to see where he had Miami of Ohio. Has him in, but he has them at the 10, and they're playing BYU. Like, look.
Could be a fun little game. Yeah.
It's going to be like 1,000 points. AJ DeBanza is going to have like 70 points in that game. BYU is going to beat them by about 15 to 20. Like, it just is. Like,
Probably is.
Other 7 seeds. Nova, BYU, Clemson, Kentucky. Like, if those guys want to play, they're going to beat Miami of Ohio. And like,
sure, they might, but I think they have the right to go get beat. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they played well, right? They did.
Yeah.
They the teams in front of them.
I mean, isn't that what March Madness is really all about, man? It's like the teams that get they got to the tournament for the first time in 30-something years, and those kids get to go do that. And like, I don't know, man, that shit's important to me. You know what I'm like? That's great. Yeah.
It's
These
good that
Auburn are they're gonna go play for Missouri next year or for Kentucky next year. So it don't mean shit to them, and it don't mean shit to the university. It's just dollars in some other guy's pocket that they get to go play in that game. So I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'm pulling for them to upset. I just have a highly doubtful it happens.
I doubt it. I doubt it too. I just think they have the right to the experiences. I guess.
Yeah, get in there.
That I would put it.
We do want them in. We do want them in.
I hope so, man.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Okay, man, I'm looking at the list here. We went through all of it in that one conversation.
Yeah.
And we did. Look, we blew right through it because next up was supposed to be bubble teams. We hit it. Non-power conference talk, Auburn's losses, the mid-majors. We just nailed it all in that one talk. Beautifully done, Andy. You bled all of them right in.
Right in. And we're on it.
I loved it. All right, so let's talk about your team for a quick second in the tournament. Missouri probably out after losing in the SEC tournament the way they did. Yeah, bubble team. Do you think
I think they're going to sneak in. I think they're going to get in.
Sneak in.
I think it could be a play-in situation. You know, as long as there's not any more bid stealers, I think you might see them on Tuesday in Dayton. I think it's going to be.
I take a flyer on them in the play-in game. Here's a quick list of some bubble teams. In the ACC, we got Southern Methodist, Virginia Tech, Cal, Stanford, and Southern Cal. Southern Cal's not in the ACC. What the fuck you got up here, man? They're not in the ACC. Anyway, the Big 12, Cincinnati, Arizona State, West Virginia. I think Arizona State's probably going to punch your ticket. You think so?
Arizona State?
Yeah, they had a big win the other night, and then they lost the next day. But
no, Arizona State. That list is one of the worst lists you've ever put.
That's a pretty bad one, right? Like, where did this
Arizona
come from?
State just fired? Arizona State just fired Hurley. Like that, Arizona State their basketball record was kind of horrible this year. No. Also,
they were.
They just fired Hurley. He's out. So
they did. They said they're not bringing him back.
Yeah, they lost 91-42 to Iowa State in 2 days.
That was today. The day before, though, they pulled off an upset. Correct?
They beat Kansas in Arizona State previous weekend by 10. Yeah. But outside of that was like Hurley's swan song. They were bad. That list, that's
probably where that list came from after that Kansas win. If they made a run in the tournament, they could have been on the bubble. You're right.
That list is assuming Missouri's in. And see, that's why Missouri's not on the list. They're assuming
this is a bad list. Indiana, I don't think so at all. Right. Auburn, I hope not. Big East, Seton Hall, maybe that's a decent one.
Right.
And then down at the bottom there, Miami, Ohio, San Diego State, Santa Clara, VCU, New Mexico. This is a bad list, Louis. Get it better.
Right. On that San Diego State, New Mexico, Lunardi has them out right now, I believe. He has them out, but they're on the next first four out. Santa Clara is in the first four in, or not. I think they're before that. They're not playing at Dayton, so it depends how much you want to believe in Lunardi. I do think Missouri is going to probably slide in there deep. It just depends on a bid stealer. A team like Oklahoma, if they win a few more games, that is a potential bid.
They got a big one today. Which I think I'm betting against them. I forget who they got today.
Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas. Yeah, I think I'm going to be on Arkansas today.
Yeah, no, I think Arkansas is good. I like Arkansas.
Yeah, you got one going that you're playing today?
No, I have a couple little small ones. I have, let's see, I'm gonna look. I have an all A, which I call the Akron, Alabama, Arizona money line.
Okay.
I think that's a good one. If I was like money lines I like today, these games probably already started. Florida, Illinois. I like Vandy, but you could like Tennessee, St. John's, Purdue, UConn, Bama, Akron. I probably like Sparty. I like Arkansas.
I do like Sparty today. I
also like the under in that game. Just FYI, I like the under in that game. I like the ACC unders. I think are probably good, like Miami, Virginia, Duke, and Clemson.
Okay.
The unders there. But yeah, I like the Houston money line. I like Clemson plus 10.5. I like Alabama 11.5. At minus 11.5 and the money line. I think the game you could probably talk me into, or if you have interest in, is like Iowa State is plus 4. I think Iowa State's pretty good. I think Arizona's good. I think it's kind of a coin flip. You just kind of go who you think's going to win. That's why I would probably take Arizona money line and pray I got it right.
Okay. All right.
But those are. I'm not saying I have any of those bets. Those are just teams I like to win. You know, like Purdue's like -2.5 or 3 versus Nebraska. I kind of like Purdue. I just think the guards are experienced. This is kind of that time of the year. Is the experienced guard play?
Yeah, I think so too with Purdue. Like they struggled down the stretch a little bit in the Big Ten, but I think they're a team as well that's going to make a little bit of a run in the tournament. That I'm not going to say they always do because they don't. I mean, there's a lot of times before they had Edie and made a run to the finals that they were like got beat by a 16 seed that one time. You know what I mean? So they're a team that can not show up for the tournament, but I think this team's a little different. If I'm not mistaken, I think they are a little long in the tooth. I don't think they have a lot of young guys on the team. I'm expecting them to do a little bit. I was trying to pull up one of my bets I had going here, and it was giving me some 2-level authentication crap here or whatever. But here's a couple I'm playing today. I got a little 5-team parlay. I'm going to take Wisconsin plus 10 points against Illinois, like we talked about earlier. Why not?
I guess the only thing that scares me about it, just the only thing I like this Wisconsin team is that they played yesterday. Illinois just rested.
Right.
That's to me like it's like the NBA back-to-backs. I'm tending what I just said is shading the teams that didn't play yesterday.
You're 100% right. 100% right. Yep. Which is why, Vandy is also another team that's resting. But here's a case where I'm going to make a counterpoint to what we both just agreed on. Tennessee beating Auburn yesterday, kind of getting hot. You know what I mean? Like been shooting, played a little bit of a tough game. They walk into this thing warmed up and ready to go. Where a team like Vandy, I mean, they're not extremely dominant. They come in maybe a little cold.
Did you watch that game by the way yesterday? Did you watch that game?
Tennessee Auburn?
Yeah.
That
whole game. They were down with 10 minutes to go, 51-41. Tennessee was down. They were looked dead in the water. Went on a 17-0 run. Auburn just blew it. They just threw the game away. So, like, for 30 of the 40 minutes, Auburn was beating Tennessee up. Auburn not as good as Vandy. This is why I like Vandy. Vandy on rest. Look, it's Vandy a pick 'em. So it's a pick 'em. So I'm on the other side on that one.
Give me Virginia on rest over Miami, right?
This is to me the one game I like Miami.
Like Miami in this one. Okay. All right. This is classic. This is classic. We're opposite on every one of these.
Live dog. Miami's a live dog.
So I'm going to guess. Well, no, we both said we like Michigan State over UCLA.
I do. I also like the under.
Yeah. And UCLA in a lot of turmoil. Boob coach probably going to be getting fired. And, you know, played yesterday. Give me Michigan State, the points, money line, all of it. I'll be on Michigan State today.
And the under.
And I like Toledo over UMass.
Yeah. I'm with you. I only worry about the same thing I worry about against Miami Ohio. Is like UMass got a good coach. That guy can coach basketball. Yep. And now we're talking. Now we're playing chess here, and now he can diagram it up a little bit. So I think those are all good plays. But
all right, here. How about this little 14 money line? Little 14 money line here. Give me Arkansas over Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Okay. Houston over Kansas.
Yeah.
Michigan State over UCLA.
Yeah.
Purdue over Nebraska.
Yes. The one that scares me the most, I'm into that. One scares me the most is like this Oklahoma team is a little bit of a load here recently.
They're sneaky.
Also, as Acuff playing for Arkansas? Because
last I saw, they said he was going to.
That is important. If Acuff's playing, then I'm okay with Arkansas. If Acuff doesn't play, it might get tight.
Yeah. Well, that's a plus 315 on straight money line, so I'm jumping on that.
Okay, I like that one. I'm gonna give you.
Gotta go with that one.
Right now, Tennessee, by the way, is getting the bets. They're -1.5. So money's coming in on Tennessee. Just FYI.
Michigan in trouble with 5 minutes to go right now.
Yeah, so I tell you a couple teams I like. Just I don't think a win, but like spread wise, like Seton Hall +8 versus St. John's is very interesting to me. I see Nebraska's moved up to +4. I'm not saying take Nebraska, but there are people on Purdue. Miami, Florida. Miami's going down. It's now +3, so that's interesting. Iowa State's going down a little bit, +3.5. I still like Arizona, but just kind of mentioning the movement. You get a team like Georgetown at +15 against Connecticut. Like, man, this is where I'm like, this is getting harder.
It's getting harder.
Because I want to take Georgetown at +15. It's a lot of points. Georgetown played pretty well. UConn can kind of appear or disappear. And so anyway, the final two I like. I just point wise, like it's going to be hard for me to get away from Oklahoma at +7, and Clemson at 10.5.
10.5. Because Duke got some guys down too that they have no reason to play in this game. You know what I mean?
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's the point. Like it's not if it was the NCAA tournament, I'd say now these guys are going to try to go. They're going to specifically not play. Why? Why would they? So yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good call on your part. That's a good call on your part. Now, guys, keep in mind, we are doing the NCAA bracket racket again this year. You go over to ESPN Fantasy, you type it, hey, join a group, and then you just look up DWMOD. It will come right up. Join it, jump in there. You can fill out one bracket. We don't do that thing where you get to do 3 or 4, baby. You need to know what you're doing. You get one chance and one chance only. We'll be giving away some prizes on that. Andy, on our way out of here, I just want to play a small video that I think represents mid-majors moving forward in the field of 64.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done.
Is that so great at the end when the kid goes, oh.
Yeah.
They're done, man. They're done.
Anyway, I hope we're wrong. I hope they come back this year stronger than ever. But
yeah, it makes it so much fun. It just makes the tournament fun, man.
Yes.
You know, it'd be so much more fun to me for one of those teams to knock off somebody like a Duke or something than for Arkansas to do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean? That's, anyway,
We just want
it is what it is.
You want a Cinderella.
Yeah, you want a Cinderella, man. It's so much fun. I guarantee you, if you sat down with anybody and had a conversation about the tournament and said, give me some of your favorite tournament moments in the history of the tournament, I guarantee 9 to 10 of them are Cinderellas or somebody getting beat.
Absolutely.
100%, man. 100%. Well, Selection Sunday. Enjoy it. I'll see some of y'all out at the parade in Detroit. We'll see who's getting into the tournament, and games are going to start Monday, Tuesday. For the bracket racket, though, it is just Thursday, Friday moving forward. You don't have to have those teams on there. We're not going to count those, so it doesn't matter. Get your bracket in before Thursday, and let's do it, baby. Good luck to you, Andy. We'll see who gets in and who don't.
Yeah, we'll get those brackets in, and let's win the bracket challenge. Get a jersey.
Yeah. Let's stop somebody from getting a jersey.
Yeah, that's
We cutting loose.
Touchdown.
College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down. Hook.
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St.Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready.
Oh, Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. Man, I'm just looking at this WBC thing one last time here, and I'm like, this team from Great Britain was tripping me out. 5 guys from the Bahamas, right?
Yeah.
Just the colonialism there. You play for us still. But anyway, the other thing was only 2 kids from the UK are on that team. 1 kid from Duke, 1 kid played at Trinity College or something. Cool, they let them be on the team.
Yeah.
I think the closest they come to having another Brit on the team is there's a catcher named Harry. One of the catcher's name is Harry. That's British, right?
Yeah, like Harry Styles.
We cutting loose.